don't like this. I don't like it.
Just point Stoller out to me and make sure he sees us together. Then I'll follow him down the tube, make the meeting same as you would.
He's my snout. No one else should be working him except me. I've never been dumped on like this in all my years in the...
Leave it out, Frank. I've only got one paper hanky.
Stoller will talk to me. He owes me. He's got to.
Look, I don't want to jump the gun about this.
Go on.
Well, from what we've seen so far, there aren't many places where Operation Middleman could have leaked.
CID.
Exactly. Greg pulled Stoller. He and Burnside interviewed him. Burnside set up the surveillance and the raid. The uniforms didn't know any details about the target until the briefing. Doesn't leave a lot of people in the frame, does it?
That's him. That's Stoller. Skinny git. Looks like if he studied hard, he could be a failure.
Got him. Cheers, Frank. I'll shout for someone to pick me up.
Don't hesitate, Gordon.
Right. Yes, sir. Yeah, right away, sir.
You know what they say about resisting interrogation, Alistair? Just imagine Brownlow and Conway start naked.
I'd rather put my hands up any day.
Glad the situation amuses you.
Hello, Alistair, old son.
Governor.
Come in.
Scotch ponce.
So, in the course of the interview with Stoller, he agreed to be an informant and offered certain information, which is recorded here.
Yes, sir.
But none of this information refers directly to the premises or the suspects targeted in Operation Middleman.
No, sir.
Did Stoller say anything that wasn't recorded?
No, that's a complete record.
Well, what about informal conversations? In the corridor, after Stoller was bailed?
No other information was given in the station. I wasn't with Stoller after he was bailed.
Was anybody?
Inspector Burnside gave Stoller a lift home.
So when did you first learn about the target premises and the suspects?
At the briefing. Here.
Back to the nick, Gov.
Barton Street.
Right.
Kenny Stoller.
What about him?
You and Greg and Carver pulled him yesterday.
Yeah?
Known to you before that?
Not to me personally, but he's got previous for burglary.
On this ground?
And elsewhere.
Just been talking to him.
That right?
Didn't get anything out of him, not from what he said anyway. But the way he was looking at me, the way he was talking, he was giving off vibes that said we both know this is bullshit, we're playing a game. Know what I mean?
Sure.
So when I was asking him was his information kosher and who could have blown out last night's operation, he was really saying, you don't need me to tell you, you're probably in it yourself.
Ah.
Something in Stoller's experience tells him a cop around here is as bent as a corkscrew.
Look, we've been through all this.
I'm sorry, Frank, but we need to establish what went wrong with Middleman.
I know what went wrong with Middleman. That slag Stoller did a number on me, only you won't let me get to him so I can clear it up.
Listen, Frank.
Gordon Ray can walk in here, having pulled God knows what strokes on the drug squad. We don't know him from Adam. He gets the run of the manor.
Inspector Burnside, we wouldn't need to talk to you again if you cooperated with us in the first place.
I got nothing to hide.
You didn't make it clear earlier on that your information from Stoller was an entirely private arrangement between you and him.
That's the way I deal with snouts. No secret.
The way you described it earlier, the information came from an interview you and Greg conducted with him.
It came as a result of the interview. What's the difference?
Before the briefing, you were the only officer who knew where the raid would be.
Stoller knew.
Because Stoller's contact, Mark Duggan, wasn't warned of the raid. Only the suppliers
So
were.
far, I've put up with this. Now, if I'm under investigation, I want a Form 163 laying out the charges against me.
Look, Frank, we're rather hoping that we could deal with this informally.
No Form 163? No comment.
You can use one of our interview rooms when it's free, and make sure you give him back in the same state you get him. We're sensitive about that round here.
Not before time.
Sorry?
He says he hopes it'll be a short time until the interview room's free.
Going for a jar, young James?
No, Gov. I'm out on inquiries. I'll see you later.
What I'm saying is, I was on the receiving end, and it looked like attempted murder to me.
Self-defense.
What, with a machete against an unarmed police officer? It's not on, Mark.
A villain trying to rip off a crack factory might go in shouting police. I could be convinced.
That's a generous view, Gov. But of course it all depends on Mark admitting that he thought he was holding cocaine.
If he admits that, then I might start changing my mind. And if the victim doesn't think it was attempted murder...
Mark might find himself out on bail.
Look, whatever you want me to say, I can't say it in here.
Well, there's nothing more to be said for the moment, Mark. What was the joke about?
You what, Gov?
You made some snide remark to the custody sergeant. He didn't like it.
Just having a bit of a laugh.
Cobblers, what's it all about?
There's a complaint against the skipper, Terry Coles. Thought be one of Sunhill's bodies. Tom Penny grassed on him. So relations are a bit strained, as you might say.
Bloody bet they are.
So what was the message then? What was Mark scared to say out loud? Or am I in the frame and all? I'll be your bagman, Gov, and I'll run around after you, because that's my orders. But if you treat me like a bog roll, you'll find I'm full of splinters.
All right, Tosh, keep your hair on. Can't talk in this nick.
Ah. You could be prattling us about, of course.
This is a slag. He's being offered the door on an attempted murder. What's he want to play games for?
Yeah.
I got Stoller who thinks we're all bent. You tell me Barton Street's known for being naughty, and now this.
How you feeling?
Eh?
Sounds like a good time to go sick.
Yeah. Listen, you know you told me to give you a bell if ever I was thinking about making a major career move. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, that'd be fine. Yeah, well, maybe we can meet for a drink. Yeah? Great, lovely. Well, maybe you can get your secretary to give me a bell. All right. Oi, Tosh! Sorry about that. Listen, I'll get back to you when you get back to me. Okay. Fine. Nice talking to you again. Bye. Well?
Gov?
What's Ray been up to?
He's been putting himself about a bit.
What did he get out of Stoller?
You'd better ask him that yourself, hadn't you?
Tosh, you want to make up your mind whether you're on my firm or not.
I wasn't there when he talked to Stoller, was I?
What else?
He interviewed Mark Duggan.
And?
Nothing.
You start bullshitting me, Lyons, and you're going to live to regret it. They haven't got the skids under me yet, you know.
All right, I'll tell you something, shall I? And see how you like it. This whole deal smells of bent coppers, and I'm watching my back. Because when a diarrhea bomb like that goes off, everybody gets splattered.
In other words, everything we found out, everything you've picked up, points to police complicity.
I'm afraid so.
We're going to have to act on this.
Call in MS-15. We don't want it to look as though we're sweeping this thing under the carpet.
With due respect, sir, I'd like the chance to solve the matter locally, for obvious reasons.
I take your point, Gordon. But we don't want to be seen dragging our feet before we call in external investigators.
How long have I got?
Look, I would suggest that we don't want to go to sleep on this thing. Tonight, we have to look at what progress, if any, we've made and pass the buck upstairs.
I'll have to move pretty quickly.
Right, and let me emphasize, Gordon, you're to do this without cutting too many corners. We've already seen where that leads.
I really think you should reconsider, Mark. I'll give you some time to think about it. Well, is there anything you feel you'd like to say to us?
No. I told you, nothing to say.
We'll leave you now, Mark. But you know how to reach us.
Governor.
Oh, hello, Viv. When are you going to come round and look at my ceiling?
Oh, you got a leak? Message from D.I. Rouse, sir.
Oh, yeah. Make his day. Tell him I'm dead.
It is urgent. He said to try you home if we didn't catch you here or round the pub.
I'm on my way. Thanks, Viv.
You got the picture? You stick with him here until relieved by someone from Sun Hill, not Barton Street or anywhere else.
Right, Gov.
And this is the last visit he gets until further notice.
Got it.
What's this all about?
Late this afternoon, Mark Duggan threw a wobbler in his cell. Eyes running, sweating, complained of stomach cramps. They called in the surgeon. After talking to Duggan, he diagnosed heroin withdrawal, had him brought here.
I didn't know Duggan was on H.
No, well, he's not. I put him up to it. Get him out of Barton Street.
Well, they call me a chancer.
Now he's out of the nick, he's going for the deal. We drop all charges against him and his tart Wendy.
Is he coming across?
Come and have a sample. It's like the Eurovision Song Contest. Again. Come on, Mark. You know Inspector Burnside. He laid his sticker crusher last night.
I've seen the light since then, Mark. I use charm now. What do you got to say?
Last night, I was expecting a delivery of coke, right? I had the customers lined up. Kenny Stoller was one of them. Then this geezer arrives at the door, delivers a package.
Why didn't you check it out?
Well, he didn't want a cash payment. I mean, that's not normal, but, well, it gets him off the doorstep quicker. So, I didn't check the packet, all right? Me and Wendy get ready to cook it into rock. Then you guys come steaming in.
Barton Street.
Yeah, well, it's well known, isn't it?
What for?
There's a sergeant there doing the business.
What kind of a sergeant? Uniform? Detective?
Uniform. Coles.
You met this Coles?
Not before today, no.
Well, how'd you know about him?
Kenny Stoller.
Stoller?
Yeah, well, they look after each other, don't they?
So what happened in Barton Street?
Well, this sergeant comes into my cell this morning, wakes me up. He's got a towel with him, right? He drags me up. He says, "My name's Terry Coles. Have you heard of me?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I don't need to say anymore, do I? And neither do you, slag." Then he wraps a towel around his fist and he slams me in the gut.
Now I'm having Stoller.
Now we're having Stoller, Frank. Who can we put on the ground?
Greg and Carver on night duty.
Ted and Michael still be in the grapes.
Oh, yeah, and old Tosh. You love the old overtime, don't you, Tosh?
Can I ring home, Gov, please?
Can you, Hal? This is Operation Corkscrew and I want it watertight.
Go.
That's enough. He made a sudden movement, which led me to believe he was about to assault me. So I struck him in self-defence. Write that down, Alistair. They believe your log sheets.
Carver, Dashwood, put him in the car.
You've upset me, Kenny.
You dropped Mr. Burnside right in it, didn't you?
You grass-marked Duggan up to me, and then you tipped Terry Coles at Barton Street the wink, and he warned off a supplier.
Then they sold Duggan a dummy and we steamed in and looked like a pack of plunkers.
I'm entitled to a brief.
What's a brief gonna tell you?
Keep your mouth shut and see you in Brixton Jail in a couple of months' time.
Not a lot of help, eh?
No, but he's entitled to it. Or the poor little sod could do without what he's entitled to and go home.
Huh, he'd have to think you're his fairy godmother if he believed that, Gordon.
Oh, Kenny can go home all right. Only he'll have to sing for his supper. He'll have to get up in front of an audience and perform.
You know what you're doing with that thing?
Yeah, I've been on a course, haven't I?
Yeah, well, don't point it at me. They make me nervous.
Yeah, just hold it.
Corkscrew 2 from Corkscrew 1 receiving.
Corkscrew 2. Go ahead, Gov.
Are you in position?
Yeah, in position, just setting up the equipment.
Report as soon as you're active. We don't know exactly when this thing's going down.
Yeah, will do.
Do you think you'll show up? I mean, if you were Terry Coles, would you?
If I were Terry Coles, I'd be here already. Sussing out the plot.
If we had Sun Hill's plane van, we could see a lot more through these spiles.
If we had your plain van...
Yeah, I know. Coles would have made us half an hour ago.
How much are they spending on vehicle hire for this job, anyway?
Don't ask.
Right, here's a... Will you leave that alone? Here's a $5. Eh? When you get out the car, just give it back to me like a cabbie, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Corkscrew 3, Corkscrew 2.
Receiving, Mike.
Checking transmission.
Go ahead.
Mary had a little pig, she couldn't stop it grunting.
You what?
That's enough. Loud and clear.
Go on then, get on with it. Corkscrew 3 to Corkscrew 2.
Go ahead, 3.
Jailbait's on the plot.
Understood.
Stoller's supposed to go and look at the departures board. I've got him. Corkscrew 1 from Corkscrew 2. Jailbait is in target area.
Understood.
I've eyeballed Coles. Bookstall.
Corkscrew 1. Jailer is on the plot. Wind up the sound, Al. It's easy to pick out the moves.
Right, I'll tell you over there. Okay, let's sit down. Let's go and sit down. Come.
Talk about it somewhere else.
Sorry, now.
Are you offering me information or what?
Come on, you've got to help us out.
I'm a police officer. I don't owe you any favours.
Look, I've got Burnside on my back. I've got this geezer Ray.
I don't know why you're talking to me about it.
He's guessed as a wire.
They're going to throw the book at me, Tel. They'll have me in the frame for every unsolved crime on the manor.
They're tough.
Look, with that sort of pressure, if you don't do something for me, I'm going to have to grass you up.
You're talking rubbish. There's nothing I can do for
It's
you.
blown.
Look, I told you
It's
about
not
it, Ray.
over till it's over.
Yeah? And you dealt with it. You put the word in. I mean, that's what you did, isn't it, Tel?
Don't you threaten me.
Hello, hello. Corkscrew 1, go, go, go!
You're nicked! Get here. You're right. It's an ambulance job.
This is bollocks. This slag tried to set me up, and when it didn't work, he pulled a blade on me.
You scumbag, Coles! He was wired up.
Yeah, well, you listen to your wire, Burnside, and see what it tells you. Sod all!
We got it tight, Coles. I just had confirmation.
Oh, leave it out. I never said nothing. I know the business, remember?
Not audio, video. We got you planting the knife and committing an unprovoked assault.
You're dead, Coles.
Cheers and congratulations.
There you go. I have to say, I thought we'd blown it.
No, good old Tosh came up with the goods. Coolness under fire, the Kate Adie of Sunhill. I'll go back, eh?
Great bunch of lads. Good esprit de corps.
Yeah, definitely the team to have behind you in a crisis.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
Still, I prefer to keep out of the crisis in the first place. What? As the Duke of Wellington remarked after Waterloo.
Wrong station, Gordon.
Very sharp, Frank. He said it was a damn close-run thing, like tonight. Not the way I like to do things normally. Cutting corners, getting your chestnuts out of the fire just before they go bang.
Yeah, well, everybody's different. Still, you won't have to worry about the way we do things at Sunhill after tonight, will you?
Can I tell you something in confidence?
Goes without saying, Gordon.
Got my promotion. DCI.
Glad to hear it. Hope I don't have to wait till I'm your age, Gordon.
I'll be moving out of the drug squad back to divisional duties.
Oh, yeah? Whereabouts?
Sunhill, Frank. I'm your new governor.